welcome to another episode of Bella TV. This is a new one. It's a treat for all of us because it's the first time we actually go in a little bit deeper behind one of our cover shoots. And I'm excited to be joined by Bella's publisher, of course, Jennifer DeSillas, Alexandra Anastasio, who is Bella's entertainment editor, and Luis Casco, who we have had the pleasure and honor to work with on two of our covers, and specifically our arts and culture issue cover with Tabitha Choyce, which quite honestly has broken the internet, guys. It's broken.
Gorgeous, if I do say so.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to delve into a little bit of, first of all, the excitement that it is to work with such amazing people as we get to do when we're doing our covers. But I know for us, Luis, and I think because you obviously we shared in that experience, it was so much fun working with Tabitha Choyce. Tell us a little bit about that.
Wow. Well, it was, first of all, thanks for inviting me and having me here. It was such a magical day from when it started. I mean, you know, I live in Hollywood and I get to be around celebrities all the time, but I don't get to be around magical people all the time. So I think it just, the minute they walked in the room, I think there was something special that I knew was gonna happen. So I know we all share that. It was really great. It's a really great day.
I know, and it was. I think it just set the tone. Literally, when they and when we heard Tabitha's laugh,
yes,
I think that from that moment we knew we were going to have a great shoot, and I think we can all agree to that. Alexandra, how was it speaking to them both? I mean, I know Jen and I, we got we like our jaws literally hurt after the shoot because we couldn't stop laughing. Everything was just one joke after the other, just very good energy, very good vibes from them both. How was it like, you know, obviously speaking to them for the cover story, but also sharing in some of the things that don't make it into the issue itself?
I mean, I have to say first and foremost, they were probably two of the nicest people I've ever talked to. Just, you know, we hopped on the phone and it sort of felt like, you know, when you're just talking to somebody that you've known forever, but literally, I obviously first time speaking to them. But Tabitha, I mean, obviously, you know, she kind of took the lead in our conversation, which, you know, she had more of a story to tell, if you know, obviously. But they were amazing. Both of them couldn't be more gracious and open and sharing everything and anything. Like, it was kind of no holds bar. I mean, I didn't want to hang up. Like, I could have literally sat on the phone and talked for hours with them. And just really, you know, she really delved into everything. You know, there was kind of nothing that we didn't talk about. You know, like you said, not everything could always make it into the magazine or into the article. But, you know, I did my best, even if it was just small tidbits, to try and plug the most I could. And when I was writing this, I just kept thinking to myself, this is going to go on because, you know, there's so much to say. And for anyone who's ever listened to her, you know, whether it's on her TikTok videos, her Facebook or Instagram, I mean, I had watched some of that before talking to her. So I already was like, I love this woman. But I can't, you know, fangirl while I'm on the phone with her. So, but I did have to tell her.
I totally fangirled when I saw her. I was like, girl.
Yeah. Like, I was ready to go vegan when I hung up the phone. After talking to her, I was like, I think I need a lifestyle change.
I told my husband, I'm like, I'm rethinking my life choices. I think we're all going to be vegan now. Like, I don't know. Like, I think this is where we're headed.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, that, I wanted to go back to you, Luis, because as you're talking, Alexandra, I'm just remembering, you know, it was one of those moments, I guess, for us, because, again, we get to work with, you know, all different people from all different walks of life. But I felt this sense, and I don't know, Luis, if you can expand a little bit of just like freedom to just do what we came there to do, right? It felt very just amazing to be able to create together, because that shoot did come together. You know, you have a sense of direction when we go into shoots as to what is the look and feel, what are we going for. We knew we were shooting for the holiday, you know, the arts and culture issue, but it is the holiday season, so we wanted to make it a little bit festive. But at the same time, once you get to meet the talent and get a sense of like where their energy is, you also kind of go it with that direction to just bring out, you know, their best selves, right?
That's right. That's right. I mean, you know, I caught on something Alex said, which was that sense of them feeling so familiar. Yes, I'm a fan of Tabitha, so I had heard her before, but the minute you heard that laugh, you know, I think I remember we were in sort of what we used as a glam room, right? We were in a separate area,
Yeah.
and you guys were doing more of the styling at the beginning where they were trying on the clothes,
Yeah.
and I could hear the laughs, and I could see Donna walking by. Donna meaning the fro.
Yeah.
And that energy was just there, and I was so, you know, you had asked me to recommend a hairstylist, and I brought a friend who Graham, who was doing the hair also. So I think it felt very familial, and it felt nice, and I know they brought that into, and exactly what you said, you know, when you walk into a shoot like this, as a makeup artist and with a celebrity, it's not about me, it's about making them feel great, and of course making you, the magazine, feel happy. The fact that we were working with Jill, again, the photographer, who does such an amazing job at making people feel comfortable, shooting fast, which a lot of times, you know, we have to do in these shoots.
Yeah.
And using that beautiful lighting, that they just look beautiful.
Yeah.
So I knew the whole thing was going to come together, and it was just, you know, trying to bring a little bit of creativity in there, and a little bit of finessing to just sort of figure out what would work and what they would be happy with and you would be happy with.
Well, I mean,
That's
we
sort of how it went.
worked together before, so I knew that we were going to be happy no matter what. You
Thanks.
mentioned working with Graham, which
Yeah.
something that I truly loved was the fact that, you know, I had never worked with him, but I also told him, you know, do your thing. Luis is vouching for you, so we're good. So one of the things that I loved was that he really just stayed with the whole feel, which, you know, the whole concept of the issue itself was very laid back, very natural, because they're both beautiful women, period.
Yes.
I mean, we glam them up a little bit, but they really don't need a lot to just look as beautiful as they are. And quite honestly, one of the things that I loved that he did was to keep their hair as natural as possible. And Donna is a character for Tabitha. And even Donna has its own Instagram account, just so you know.
She just grew bigger and bigger and bigger.
And I have to say that the one common feedback that we got when we released the cover was just acknowledging that we left her natural hair as is. Like, we didn't, you know, go overboard. We just, because there is so much, I mean, I mean, look at that. It is just, you know, and we always say that the current issue is our favorite issue, but genuinely it is, you know, just having a mother and daughter duo, number one, just the relationship that's there. The fact that Tabitha's like launch to stardom was because her daughter told her, start a TikTok account and go from there, although she had been working in the industry for so many years, and how her story, how her journey, you know, from being an Uber driver, trying to make ends meet, and literally pressing live on her phone one day to talk about a sandwich. To talk about a sandwich just goes to show you how much power is in our nature, in our common thread of just being ourselves and being human, right? Because there was so much humanity, I think. It is so much humanity in her story, but also in how we handled this feature in itself and told the story of just, you know, breaking down, like you said, no holds bar, no reservation, and delving into different topics. You know, she and I had a moment, like a motherhood moment, because she happens to also have an 8-year-old son, and I do too. And we were like swapping war stories about motherhood and how we're dealing with homeschooling and all of this. But it's been really just very rewarding, and just honestly, just very I'm full of satisfaction in how amazing this cover has been. Jen, what can you chime in with as far as what was our our shoot? Because that shoot was one for the books for sure.
I mean,
you guys were working.
we have stories about this shoot that we'll probably never share, but I think this one in particular, I mean, we always get a little bit nervous before any cover shoot. You know, you go in hoping and praying that, you know, these stars that you've chosen are genuine and kind and sweet, because it does show in the photos, and it makes everyone kind of meld better as a team, and everything flows better. And from the second that we started to tell people that, you know, it's going to be Tab and Choyce, I mean, I think we were a little blown away by how excited people were, the buzz that there was around it. And we knew that this was going to be big. And, you know, Vanessa and I had much more of a role in this shoot than we probably wanted to
ever had. I think I worked for the remainder of my role as editor.
We were running with a skeleton staff, you know, by COVID restrictions, and that meant, you know, we had to do whatever we had to do. So carrying garment racks and dressing them, but it was nice too to be able. I loved doing that kind of stuff. So like pinning Choyce's dress and like fluffing it out, and you know, putting them in coordinating pieces. We were so much more a part of all the behind the scenes, and it felt really nice. And then just to see them together. I mean, I'm really close with my mom, so seeing them shoot together and like hugging, and just they genuinely love each other so much. We knew that it would come through in the photos. And I mean, when you get that final photo and you get the cover and it's like, oh my God, this is our work, like come to life. It was so amazing, and they looked gorgeous. So it was great. I know I say this all the time, but definitely one of my favorite shoots of all time. And I think my favorite cover.
Oh, it's gorgeous, you guys. You did an amazing job. I mean, the colors.
We did an amazing job. It was a team.
Oh my God. No, well, I mean, I was there, so I know that these two ladies didn't get any sleep either. They don't want to say that, but I could say they were like, sleep? What? No.
We got in the car and we're like,
yes.
Yeah. It was truly one of those, but at the same time, working in this industry, these are the moments that we live for, right? Like these are the moments that we this is why we do these things, right? My favorite part of, you know, this role is being like envisioning these shoots and putting a cover together that makes an impact. And a lot of the times, you know, when you're a creative person, it isn't necessarily what they're wearing. It's everything comes together, right, to tell the story. And when we walked into SUR, you know, I saw that wall and I was like, well, okay, so this is where it is. But then it just so happened that we happen to have, because sometimes it doesn't work out that way, where you have the dresses that go along with everything else, and it just all comes together so nicely. Wow. So just to end, because we could talk for days about our shoot, but what would you say was your favorite part, Luis, of this? And Alex, what was your favorite part about talking to them? You can go first.
So, I mean, it's hard to pinpoint one favorite. I mean, I think what I enjoyed the most about the conversation is just how real it was. You can tell when someone, because I always like to, a lot of times I supply questions before the interview because they want to kind of have an idea of what we're going to talk about. So sometimes you can tell like it's almost like an answer's rehearsed, if that makes sense, or it's a standard kind of response. But what I loved was that it was just a true conversation, and it was coming from the heart, if that kind of makes sense. Like everything that they both said, you could like while you guys were there with them and you could see the love between them, between the mother and daughter, for me, I could hear it in their voices. And I loved the fact that they were both so open in sharing their stuff. I mean, this is, I just have to show you how many pages of notes I have. Like, it's like, I can't even tell you, maybe 7, 8 pages of notes that I took. So that tells you how many, you know, there's a lot of questions, but it tells you how much information that they shared with me, which to me is always wonderful because it allows me to tell a really great story. When I have a lot of detail and when I can actually feel like that connection. And, you know, to interview 2 people at one time, sometimes it's difficult because you want to make sure you give equal airtime, so to speak, to both of them. And I think it was like we were just having a conversation, the 3 of us, and everything just flowed. And so there was never a time where one couldn't answer a question. So I think what I loved the most was the openness from both of them to allow me to tell their story, but also tell it in an interesting way that you wanted to read.
Awesome. How about you, Luis?
Wow. Well, everything Alex said, once again, times 3, because I was with them for, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
But we talked about everything, you know, I mean, they're awesome. We talked about fashion and of course, makeup and skincare, and they both have amazing skin. It was just really a lot of fun. I talked a little bit with Graham when we first saw them, and we, you know, we talked about like what you were saying about keeping their hair natural, and I wanted for them to just feel beautiful and not necessarily made up. Choyce is up to anything. She loves makeup and she loves modeling. So I did a little bit of a shimmery eye on her that I thought that was festive on the contrast of her skin. Yeah. And on Tabitha, I just wanted to play up her lips. So we did a sort of a festive reddish gloss. And I remember that she told me she doesn't normally wear fake lashes, and I did put some fake lashes on her that she loved. And we were just laughing and cracking up the whole time, and it was really wonderful. I mean, again, I happen to have the magazine, which, by the way, feels so amazing. If you guys haven't felt Bella magazine in person, the quality, you guys, is so nice. I love it. I love it. It's a beautiful book. Yeah. And I think this picture kind of says it all to me. It reminds me of that quality of her skin. And that's what I really love, you know, is when I'm able to use very little foundation on someone and really play off other parts of their face and their beauty without having to make them up. So I think in a summary of everything I said, there are 2 characters that have a whole lot of personality that even with beauty, I just had to enhance it a little bit, but let them come through.
Amazing. Jen, for you?
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, even if you didn't ask me, I think since we kind of played stylist for this shoot, I mean, obviously, you know, we
No, excuse me. Stylist, videographer, producer. We played everything, but okay. Caterer, everything. Caterer.
Not to take away from our amazing style duo, but being on set, I mean, literally, like some of the commentary that would come out of Tabitha's mouth when she would try something on, I mean, I was cracking up. The woman is hilarious, and everything she put on looked fabulous, obviously, but oh my God, just how real she was and funny she was. I mean, she was truly like a pleasure to work with. They were so sweet.
And I'm glad you mentioned the style duo, just because all of those fashions, I mean, and that's what I was going to say was my favorite part about this was how our team just came together, pulled through, because this shoot was was one for the books. It did a 360 on us, and we know what that means behind the scenes. However, we made it work. And quite frankly, I'm so proud that we were able to, with everything happening in 2020, we were able to end the year with such a tremendous story, with such a tremendous, just duo of talent, because and how, you know, how amazing that it was a mother-daughter duo that represents family and the things that are truly important and that matter, especially during this time. And you know, hopeful for what 2021 will continue to bring to all of us, and you know, more opportunities to get to work together in the future, because you know, LA continues to be in our future. And it, as always, Louise, it's has always been a pleasure to work with you, and we look forward to the day that we get to do that again. And Alex, you did, as always, an amazing job of sharing their stories. And Jen, my right hand woman, you know, I love the fact that she and I just we're up for anything. Also, like, we do what needs to be done, and we make it work, and we pull through. And if you still haven't gotten a copy of Bella's Arts and Culture issue, make sure that you do, because truly, thank you for the compliments, Luis. We've if there's something that we've been able to do through this time is really up the quality of the publication itself, and it's just really every book only gets more beautiful. So just jump in, Luis. If you have to run, no worries. But Jills, I'll let you chime in and just share with us a little bit about, you know, your favorite part of the shoot and what you love, because we've worked with you for years and love working with you every time. Luis actually said that working with you was fast because you shoot fast, and it was we end on time, and it was awesome.
Thank you, Luis.
Yeah,
always great to work with you. And I do have to run. I'm so sorry, but I thank you so much. It was great seeing you, Gilles, and an amazing job again, everyone.
Thank you. Well,
thank you. Bisous.
Bisous. Muchas gracias.
Besitos. De nada.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the shoot?
Oh, there was quite a few, actually.
I know you love working with me. I get it. Thank you so much.
I was going to start like that. First, it's a pleasure to work with my favorite team, my powerful women's. Vanessa, Jen, you're always awesome. You're always working. You're off like crazy. And well, it was, the overall was great. It was a great day. You know, I also always say a photo shoot is a team effort. Even if I'm the maestro at the end of the photos, because I'm the one behind the lens, it's everybody's effort. You know, it's having a great team. You know, Graham and Luis were great for Glam. You know, they're awesome. They're doing a great job. We had a great location at Shure also. You know, they opened, you know, the restaurant for us, and they were so sweet and easy to work with. You know, that was the main thing of the day for me. You know, it's an easy shoot. It's a breezy, easy cover girl shoots, you know, and we only not at one, but two cover girls.
Yeah, but I also think that working with them was what made it easier.
Oh my God,
yeah.
Yes, you know, it's like they're two rays of sunshines.
They really,
you know what I mean? They have that smile from the beginning at the end. You know, they're always smiley, easy to work with, you know, plus for me, family is everything.
Yeah.
So being able to shoot, you know, a mother and a daughter, you know, together, it's extra special.
Yeah.
You know, especially in seeing their bonds, you know, they have a great bonds together, you know. They always like smile at each other's, and they are there for each other's, and you know, it was great. You know, I was very happy.
Amazing.
So,
well, it was a pleasure working with you, as it is anytime that we get the opportunity to do so. And
we'll do. I'm sure we'll do.
And I know that we'll get to do it again sooner than later, because the pandemic didn't stop us this year, and hopefully
exactly
it won't for next year. So I really appreciate you joining us for this.
It's all about love. It's all about putting good vibes in the universe for everybody in the world, you know.
Yeah.
And hopefully, so within the next few months, everything will get back, you know, together, and we'll be able to hug again.
I know. We would actually give each other a hug after a shoot, which we haven't been able to do. For sure. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for shooting with us, and we look forward to working with you again.